Hey Justice, it's Thursday, and I completely and totally forgot that I needed to record a video for today. It's not midnight yet, so I'm still good. So today was kind of a lazy day. I slept a lot, mostly because we spent a lot of time, up and about, and we played Ark until 5 a.m. last night. Oops. So we did that, and that all happened, and I need to shower and do like a million other different things still. You probably hear the football game in the background. Josh is watching the Carolina.
First game of the season!
Yeah. I don't know if I fully got him. He's not wearing a shirt currently, and he's being a lazy bum playing some video game or another. I think it's Oblivion. Skyrim. When I got off, he immediately jumped to Skyrim. So when I got off, he jumped of Ark just a few minutes ago. He jumped onto Skyrim. So that happened. Anyway, you definitely hear the game in the background. There's no way you don't. Right now, the Denver Broncos are winning. Yay, Broncos, I guess. Put the thing in the thing.
Put the thing in the thing and win.
Score baskets. Do the thing. You know I know sports. He's giving me a weird look. Mostly because I said score baskets. It's score touchdowns, do the thing. I understand sports. I may pretend to not know how sports work, but I do know how sports work, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on who you are.
Fortunately.
According to Josh, it's fortunately. So he didn't have to teach me the ways of football. The game hasn't really been that keeping my attention too much. Like, it's been a close game, but I'm still just kind of like, meh.
It's been a good defensive game.
Meh. He could talk about the defensive game. I'm just gonna go, meh. Mostly because I haven't been paying attention. For good reason. We've been playing Ark. So, yeah, that's that. Your word for next week is Ark, by the way, since I keep talking about it. And, yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about because we had a bit of a scare this morning, sort of. I wasn't really that concerned. Like, I was worried, but not necessarily, like, panicking. But, for those of you who are watching who don't really keep up with Justice and I and keep interacting with Justice and I, which, honestly speaking, if you watch me on Facebook, if you're friends with me on Facebook, and considering the fact that the 5 people that watch this are you, me, your mom, my mom occasionally, my grandma occasionally, and Silver occasionally, they probably already know what's going on, but, there was a shooting in Alpine today, and yeah, this morning was definitely a bit panic-filled. Not necessarily on my end, but I definitely can tell that, you were a bit distraught when I got into call today. So, I'm just glad that there wasn't as much problem, like there wasn't as much going on as it was originally came off as. It wasn't a mass shooting, it was just somebody who happened to bring a gun to school prior to school and might have had a disagreement with somebody and shot them, and then a marshal got shot by an FBI agent, which I find slightly entertaining, and really, like, you'd think that the FBI, no, we're not gonna dive into this, but, yeah, that happened, and so there were 2 injuries and 1 actual, death at that, and then, of course, the rest of the morning was just people basically prank calling, and I'm really sorry about that for you, but, I always find it, like, really interesting how we don't sit down to think about shootings and what happens during those times unless you yourself are affected by it, because that's the culture that we've been given at this point in time in the United States. Hearing about mass shootings doesn't necessarily affect us in the same ways it might have a few years ago because of how many that are going on. And I'm not necessarily saying that I know what the answer to how to fix it or anything like that, but occasionally I do find myself concerned over what's going on in our country because of those things. That and, there's other things that I've definitely got irked by today that don't really involve anything else. I've already posted enough rants about, well, 1 rant on Facebook about what Kaepernick did and how, as much as people may be annoyed by it, as much as it may be disrespectful, it is his right to be able to stand or sit during the national anthem, as it is everybody's right to do what they wish. That is the freedom that the soldiers in our country fight for every single day. And although I find it to be disrespectful, and although I do not exactly condone of it, I don't necessarily feel like getting myself all in a bunch over it, because let's face it, it's his right. He has the option to do that, and if he doesn't believe in what this country is doing right now, he does have that right to sit down. It might not be, respectful, but it is his right. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's disrespecting the people that fought for our flag or anything like that. It just means these commercials, what the hell.
Football commercials, it's best to ignore them.
I know. 25 cents to Project for Awesome, by the way, because I just said that. So, anyway, yeah, that rant happened earlier this week, and a couple other things did, and of course the shooting this morning and everything else, and I don't really want to get too political over it, even though I do have to admit that I appreciate the fact that our channel isn't necessarily that large, so I can talk about these things and not get yelled at for expressing my opinions. That being said, you have a wonderful Friday, because, let's face it, you're going to see this probably on Friday, and hopefully the rest of the week plays out to be a lot less stressful than it has been earlier. Have a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday, as always.